She's
How about that?
taking your car apart.
My car.
Michael! Come on, Michael!
TLC's hit show 90 Day Fiance is no stranger to controversy. From obvious green card scams to abusive relationships, this show has been host to some of humanity's lowest. As such, it comes as no surprise that a portion of the show's cast have had run-ins with the law. I won't be talking about legal troubles that were covered on the show. I want to talk about some of the deeper, darker aspects of 90 Day Fiance that you might not have heard about. Amanda appeared on season 6 of Before the 90 Days alongside her then-boyfriend Rosen. She gained notoriety for her perceived hypocrisy and disinterest in Rosen. Needless to say, 90 Day viewers were not fans of Amanda. I was actually very surprised to learn that the soft-spoken Christian mother was arrested for battery. On August 27, 2010, in Bay County, Florida, a 19-year-old Amanda intentionally beat a woman in her own driveway with the assistance of an accomplice. In the police report, Amanda stated that she and the accomplice originally went to the woman's home to make amends for a bad situation between them, whatever that may have been. When Amanda arrived, the woman reportedly hit her with a baseball bat. The accomplice restrained the woman while Amanda repeatedly hit her. Amanda argued that she was only acting in self-defense, but she and her accomplice were arrested and booked anyway. Amanda didn't serve any jail time. Instead, she was required to complete an anger management course and community service. From what I can find, Amanda has never spoken on the matter. This happened 14 years ago, so I don't want to vilify her too much, but I do think it's worth mentioning because it's so shocking.
Would you like me to pour you a glass of wine?
Fellow Before the 90 Days Season 6 cast member Christian Allgood was also not well received by fans. His constant drinking left much to be desired both on screen and in his former relationship with Cleo. Christian has a long rap sheet of little crimes here and there, riding public transit without paying proper fare, criminal possession of drug paraphernalia, and 3 tickets for owning an unregistered vehicle. Overall, he just doesn't seem to be very responsible. The most serious charge he received was a DWI in October 2019. When the police pulled him over, he refused to take a breathalyzer test and was charged with 3 misdemeanors. He was sentenced to 6 months in Hennepin County Workhouse, was fined $378, and had to do community service, which he has since completed. It comes as no surprise to me that Christian was charged with a DWI. His behavior regarding alcohol that we witnessed on the show is alarming. However, Christian isn't the only 90 Day cast member to have a drinking problem that got him in legal trouble. Jeffree Dufresne is one of a few cast members who have appeared on multiple shows: 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, and The Last Resort, along with his wife Yara. While Yara is a generally well-liked 90 Day cast member, Jeffree is kind of the opposite. Similar to Christian, Jeffree has a reputation for drinking too much, which has caused serious issues in his marriage.
Even your friends comes to me and say, "This is party for who? For you and Jeffree or just for Jeffree's drinking?"
In December 2008, when Jeffree was 19, sheriffs caught him driving recklessly, running a red light, and not wearing a seatbelt. He was subsequently charged with a DUI. Only 4 months later, he received yet another alcohol-related charge, this time for underage possession. He actually missed that court date and had a warrant out for his arrest. He eventually pled no contest to the charges. This was a long time ago, but from what we've seen on 90 Day, it doesn't seem like Jeffree's alcohol management has improved very much. I felt more sad than angry when I read his arrest records. It's really depressing that he's let alcohol control aspects of his life for so long. I can only hope the show is just making it look worse than it actually is. Leda is one of many 90 Day villains. I understand that it's judgmental of me to say that about a real person. This is not just some television character, but she really is like a real-life antagonist. She only ever appeared on 90 Day Fiance Season 6, where she moved in with her American husband Eric and his daughter. Throughout the entire season, Leda bullied Eric's daughter, causing her to eventually move out of the apartment that she paid half of. In October 2023, Leda was arrested for stealing thousands of dollars from her employers. Loggerhead Deco, a glass bottle decorating company that she worked for, notified the police that Leda made fraudulent payments and withdrawals to several outside business accounts and customers using the company's information and funds. She was also arrested earlier this year for domestic disorderly conduct while armed with a dangerous weapon. Rob the Knob's combative nature often led to conflicts with his ex-wife Sophie and her opinionated mother Claire. From what I've seen from fans, Rob seems to be one of the most hated cast members in the past couple years, and for good reason. He takes no accountability for his actions on TV, painting him out to be an irresponsible and possibly dangerous person in real life. On January 10, 2007, when he was a mere 17 years old, Rob was charged with 1 count of battery and another count of aggravated battery. This time, likely due to his age, he was offered a pretrial diversion agreement, although it's unclear exactly what this agreement was. Diversions can include a number of things, such as paying a fine, attending a class, or receiving counseling. The court suspended this proceeding and knocked the charge down to 1 count of disorderly conduct. On September 11, 2007, only 9 months after his first arrest, Rob was charged with aggravated assault and 1 count of obstructing or impeding lawful activity. This one involved an airgun, rifle, bow, arrow, and slingshot, according to legal documents. He pled guilty and had to pay a fine. As much as I don't like Rob, I don't think his legal history is as bad as some other people's on this show. To me, it sounds like he was just a misguided kid who got his hands on things he never should have. Since then, he's never been charged with any other crimes, nor has he ever been sentenced to jail. Let's hope he keeps it that way. Mary was a controversial figure from the first moment we saw her on season 5 of The Other Way. Her opening scene showed her forcing her now husband Brandon to remain on video call 24/7, even in the bathroom and at the dentist.
Who's gonna clean your teeth?
I don't know their name.
Fans have long speculated that this couple may become the new Paul and Karini, another wildly controversial couple from earlier in the show's history. A while ago, Mary posted on her social media that she had colon cancer. This tragic news came as a surprise to many, as she was well below the average age for getting colon cancer. Regardless, people came to her aid by donating money to her online fundraiser, as she claimed to be unable to afford treatment. The fundraiser received $1,300, mostly from fans, before it was suspiciously taken down. It turned out that Mary had just diagnosed herself without consulting a professional. Mary has since backtracked, saying she panicked when doctors told her there was an issue with her colon, so she automatically assumed it meant cancer. The website, Go Get Funding, took the fundraiser down after they received several complaints that it was a scam. To my knowledge, none of the money has ever been refunded. Mary has apologized multiple times, but of course that won't bring people's money back. Not only is it illegal to take people's money like that, it's just immoral. Jeffree is one of the more forgotten members of 90 Day Fiance, having only appeared on Before the 90 Days Season 4 with his Russian girlfriend Varya. A big part of their story was about him earning her trust back after she learned of his arrest for drug possession and trafficking. But those aren't the crimes I wanted to talk about. Jeffree has a much darker criminal history that caused him to be in prison to this day and for a long time to come. In February 2022, Jeffree was sentenced to 18 years in prison for aggravated kidnapping, domestic violence, and interference with emergency calls. He received the charges before filming but chose to go through with being on the show anyway. In June 2019, the Knox County Sheriff's Office received a call regarding a domestic disturbance in Knoxville, Tennessee. When they arrived, they spoke with Jeffree's former fiancé, who alleged that he had assaulted her. I'm just going to read an excerpt from the People article on this incident. Paschal grabbed the victim by the neck and slammed her head against the wall several times. She was also thrown to the ground and dragged. Paschal took the victim's cell phone and did not allow her to leave the residence, according to a previous statement from the Knox County DA. The victim was able to flee to a neighbor's house once Paschal had fallen asleep. Officers noted a large bruise on the victim's forehead, as well as bruises and abrasions on her arms and back, as well as on the inside of her lip. She was also diagnosed with a concussion. In March 2020, when Jeffree and Varya's season was airing, fans called for TLC to remove them from the network. They were subsequently fired. Despite Jeffree's deplorable behavior, Varya has remained with him all this time. In May 2023, she posted on her Instagram story that she and Jeffree are working on getting his conviction overturned. I really doubt that will happen, but if it somehow does, that would be a tragic failure of justice. Jeffree and Varya continue to insist that he's innocent, and Jeffree hopes to make money on Cameo while still incarcerated. I implore every single one of you not to pay for a video from this monster. There are plenty more criminals who have appeared on 90 Day Fiance and its many iterations, but if I went over all of them, this video would be way too long. Seeing this long list of criminal activity from cast members is kind of unacceptable. It makes me wonder if TLC even does background checks before they put people on international television. By doing so, TLC disregards the safety of their employees and their viewers by putting them in the presence of these dangers. For a network called The Learning Channel, I'm surprised they haven't learned how not to cast dangerous people yet.